Welcome to this explainer. You know, when we start thinking about building or renovating, it's so easy to get totally caught up in things like paint colors and kitchen countertops. But a home is way more than just a building. It's a lifelong sanctuary, perfect for raising a family and eventually aging in place. Today we're looking at a major hidden barrier in custom home design, the garage entry, and how modern engineering is stepping up to fix it. We are going to master the curbless garage.
Okay, let's dive into this. Our guiding philosophy today is simple but incredibly powerful. We do not just see a structure. We see a sanctuary, a legacy, and a space that needs to work for every stage of our lives. When we build, we aren't just building for today, right? We're building for tomorrow, for our families, and for our future comfort. And that means literally every square inch of the design has to make sense.
So here is our roadmap for today's explainer. 1. Planning inclusive custom homes. 2. The traditional garage problem. 3. Enter the linear drain. 4. Creating zero threshold entries. 5. The installation process. And 6. Building for the future.
Section 1. Planning inclusive custom homes.
There is this really beautiful shift happening in modern custom homes right now. Builders and homeowners are finally mixing high-end style with real-world function, and they're doing it through universal design. Basically, this means creating a home that is totally accessible and easy to use for everyone, regardless of age or physical ability. It is absolutely foundational if you want a true forever home where you can age in place gracefully. And one of the most exciting ultimate upgrades in this universal design space, it's the Curbless garage. It's an absolute game changer.
Section 2. The traditional garage problem.
Look, we all know the frustrating problem here. For years, we've just kind of accepted that big, clunky concrete step leading from the driveway into the garage as a necessary evil just to keep the rainwater out. Traditional point drains, those small circular ones in older basements, they actually require the floor to be shaped like a soup bowl. It has to slope down from all corners to hit one tiny little spot. Now imagine trying to park a heavy SUV on a soup bowl. It's incredibly awkward, creates major trip hazards, and you can just forget about a smooth finish. But linear drains change the geometry entirely. They shape the floor like a single ramp. With a single slope, it is perfectly flat side to side, which allows for a totally seamless, beautiful transition.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it introduces the real hero here. Section 3. Enter the linear drain. This drain is the engineering hero of our explainer, and it fundamentally changes how we design entryways. Let's break down its anatomy. It starts with a 316 grade stainless steel channel, which is absolutely crucial for resisting winter road salt and all that melting snow that drops off your car. Then, an integrated flange acts kind of like a metal wing to overlap the waterproofing, ensuring moisture never seeps under your concrete. You can add a customizable grate. You can even use a tile-in option so the drain essentially just disappears. And my absolute favorite part, a removable debris basket. Garages see a ton of grit, sand, and leaves, and this basket catches it all before it causes really expensive plumbing clogs.
Section 4. Creating zero threshold entries. When you finally eliminate that garage threshold, you completely change the experience of arriving home. The practical benefits for families are massive. I want you to vividly imagine this for a second. You're a mom wrangling a stroller, or maybe you're carrying heavy, awkward boxes on a dolly. Instead of dealing with that dreaded thump over a concrete curb, you just glide seamlessly across a beautifully flat, high-end floor right into your home. It eliminates trip hazards entirely, making the home wonderfully accessible for wheelchairs and walkers as you age in place. Plus, washdown maintenance becomes an absolute breeze.
But I know exactly what you're thinking right now. If there's no curb, won't my house flood during a heavy storm? Well, that brings us to this massive safety net number 8 to 10 gallons per minute. That is the incredible flow rate a standard 36-inch linear drain can handle. Because it stretches across the entire opening of the garage door, it intercepts the wide sheet flow of water during sudden downpours, capturing it completely before it ever even thinks about entering your home.
Section 5. The installation process.
Now, getting a floor this perfectly flat, beautiful, and highly functional requires real professional execution. Let me be clear, it is absolutely not a weekend DIY project. The secret to the installation lies in this metric, a 1% to 2% slope. This is the brilliant math of the single slope design. The floor drops just 1 to 2 inches for every 10 feet of distance toward the drain. It's subtle enough that the floor looks completely flat to the naked eye without a noticeable dangerous hill, but it allows gravity to do all the heavy lifting perfectly to drain the water away.
Let's move to and see how this builds. In the hands of professionals, the steps look like this.
Step 1, the plumber sets the exact location of the waste pipe. There is literally no room for error here. Step 2, the concrete team pours that precise single slope we just talked about and leaves a boxed-out trough for the drain. And finally, Step 3, the critical magic touch, the precise tie-in. They bring the floor finish right up to the edge with a high-quality sealant, making the drain sit perfectly flush, nearly invisible, so you drive right over it without even feeling a bump.
Section 6. Building for the future.
Look, a linear drain isn't just some fancy plumbing fixture. It is a true sign of a well-built, detail-oriented custom home that's actually prepared for whatever life brings. It's a smart investment in your home's longevity, everyday safety, and modern beauty. By removing that concrete step and upgrading to a linear drain, you actively protect your foundation from water damage while simultaneously giving your garage a stunning, high-end, gallery-like finish. It really is the perfect marriage of form and function.
So I'm going to leave you with this provocative thought. Are you building a home you have to work around, or a home that works for you? The choices we make today, like insisting on a barrier-free, zero-threshold curbless garage, totally dictate our comfort and accessibility for decades to come. Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer. Keep looking for those smart, inclusive design solutions, and I will see you next time.